Tell me one unique thing about you, something that, would be maybe surprising or something you'd have to really know you well to know.
Oh gosh. I I live out in the country. I'm originally from the Twin Cities. So I'm originally from Minneapolis. I love canning. My husband brews beer at home and wine. We are the place to hang out if there's going to be a zombie apocalypse. Um, Also, I became a grandmother last week, so to a little girl. Here I can show. I'll show y'all a picture. This is there she is, little Eliana, and then yep, right, yeah, my first. Oh, that's my neighborhood actually. But yeah, became a grandmother, um, and I'm super excited about that.
Are you able to share your screen? Do you have a picture?
Oh
Or?
yeah, hold on. I have. Oh, here we go. There we go. Can you see her?
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
awesome.
know. Little. That's my son, and that's Dalton and Yolanda and Eliana. Yep, little pumpkin born last week. So
That's awesome.
it's definitely been a
Everybody's
whirlwind.
healthy.
Huh?
Everybody's healthy, mom and baby.
Everyone's doing great. Everyone's doing fantastic. So I think the adrenaline is still pumping with them both, because when we visited on Sunday, they both were like, we're not tired. We're not, I don't know what you're talking about, but they both were yawning and glassy eyed. And it's like, wait a month when she wakes up and you guys are going to be singing a different tune.
Yeah, it's there's definitely that initial glow.
Oh yeah.
Um, okay, so transitioning just into tell me a little bit. We can start talking a little bit about HPG, and then also the
Yeah.
next just kind of tell us a little bit about why you love HPG and like in really about what you like about your job. We always like to just know that.
So HPG encompasses many brands. Beacon, which is here in Minnesota. We also acquired another Minnesota brand, Webb, which is closer to the Twin Cities. They focus mostly on personal care products, sanitizers, um, lip balms, lotions, that kind of thing. It also encompasses Oregadio and handstands, which are out of Utah. A lot of techie gifts, a lot of mouse pads, Bluetooth speakers, really cool retail looking promotional items. Best, which is out of Dallas, Texas, and does a lot of can coolies. Hub Pen out of Braintree, Massachusetts, which was the originator. HPG stands for Hub Promotional Group. Um, I mean, they pump out millions and millions of pens every single day, only focused on pens. Debco in Canada, which does a lot of totes and other promotional items. Specifically, they do sell to the United States, but more specifically for our Canadian customers. BCG is also another Canadian company of ours, which does a lot of really cool enamel pins, customized enamel pins. So if there's ever a need for that, we've done lots and lots of really funky little enamel pins for everything. They've done everything, and they're super creative. So lots of companies underneath the HPG umbrella. Out of the factory in New Ulm, Beacon, which is our promotional items, promotional products division, and then Batch and Bodega, which is our food gifts division, which we'll be talking about today.
So real quick, I just wanted to jump in and say a lot of people on this call, I know those names and stuff that may be a little overwhelming, and you're like,
it's a lot.
What this means, but HPG, the bottom line is HPG is an umbrella company in our industry that owns a lot of different lines. A lot of people on this call we've provided products. You guys have purchased products from a lot of these lines. Org Audio, for example, like Beth and others on the call. I know we've done the Boxan speaker. So to contextualize that, they provide that product. Hub Pen is very much our go-to for pens. I mean, we have just a couple of companies, but Hub has always been a go-to for pens. Best Promotions is a place that we use a lot, as a matter of fact, and Best is who we use for the full color can coolies that we do for you guys. And so anyway, just in handstands, we use a lot of items from this. So handstands, I think their claim to fame way back in the day was one of the first products they had. If everybody remembers this, was remember that dash pad, the jelly pad that you put on your dash, put your phone on your dash. so that I
Yep.
get turn around corners. It doesn't fly on off the dash, I suppose. But I think that was
Mhm.
kind of their initial product. And then a couple of the lines we don't do a lot with, which we need to look at more, Debco, and we do some
And
things.
BCG. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but anyway, that just to give people some idea, and but yeah, and then the other thing I was just tell us just about what you love about what you're doing, and then we'll here soon we'll just jump in and let you jump into your presentation.
Yeah. I am talking specifically today about Batch and Bodega, which is our food gifting option. And I love, love, love this product. There are 3 different arms about it. It is a super creative gift to give to your client. It really has the wow factor. And then also on the back end of things, because I'm in the factory, and we all transitioned back to the office actually last July, which is really important because we need to be in contact with our operators in the factory. We have the system down. Everyone here has their heart and soul into creating the batches, into making sure that everything that leaves our facility is top quality. Everyone is very emotionally invested in all of our products, but specifically also for Batch and Bodega, which features really unique snacks packaged in a box for the most part for the batches, as a gifting experience, along with promotional items too. So you might get a few snacks with a spatula with your logo on it, or an oven mitt with your logo on it, depending on what the batch is. But everyone here takes so much pride in their work, and it's just really fun to see a new product launch such as Batch and Bodega, which has only been in existence for less than a year. Last August is when we did it, and it's done nothing but grow and succeed, which is really fun to be a part of.
And everybody here, and I know Brett said a minute ago he didn't want to tip his hand, but everybody here who signed up before the call, within the next few days will be receiving an example of from Batch and Bodega. And so you'll be able to, after seeing this presentation, you'll get some context pretty quickly as to what that can be. And with that, Sarah, why don't we go ahead and I'll just kind of turn it over and we can jump into the presentation. Hey, real quick, one thing I messed up early on. I'm supposed to say we'll be recording this. Everybody can turn their video off if they don't want to be on video. Everybody's kind of, I think, wise to that at this point. And then we started recording a little bit late, but that was my mistake. So, but we're good to go. So Sarah, we're excited to see what you have for us.
All right. Let me go ahead and I will share my screen here. So, all right. So this is Batch and Bodega, which is our premier food gifting opportunity that we have. And let me see here if I ran into some issues yesterday, but Batch and Bodega is, back in the day, I remember my dad worked for different organizations, and we would get like chocolate covered almonds for Christmas from his companies, or, the little meats and shelf stable cheeses. That's not what Batch and Bodega is. Batch and Bodega is a opportunity to have really high quality snacks packaged in a great wow type of factor. All right, so let's see here. If I can, there we go. So there are 3 different arms to Batch and Bodega. Batches, which is in the middle here, that was the first thing that we launched. So these are those boxes of the food gifts. Fresh, which is similar to Gold Belly, if you're familiar with Gold Belly, which are artisan foods shipped directly from the bakery or the maker overnight on dry ice or ice. And Supply, which is the option for bulk food items. We have small artisan makers from all over the country. And actually, if you go to Batch and Bodega and click on the makers section on our website, you can go to batchandbodega.com. I mean, there are little video vignettes about what really makes these makers special. These are all the different brands that we work with. There's like a little story about all the different makers. So you could even, click on Martin's Handmade. This is our pretzel vendor. These are actually made by the Amish, and which they had actually kind of a tragic situation last holiday season when their factory burned down, but in true Amish style, they did a barn raising, but it was actually a factory raising, and they did it very, very quickly. All
So
right.
really quick, Sarah, I was just going to jump in.
Yeah.
The idea here, high level, if I'm understanding, and again, I've been learning this as I go too. So
Mm-hmm.
you've created Batch and Bodega as a way to sort of go around the country and find people who are awesome at a particular thing, whether it be, I mean, I saw brownie. I mean, we looked at the cake, breakfast,
Oh, yeah.
bakes, just different things like that, and giving them an outlet essentially to be able to, continue doing what they're doing, but then also supply product to Batch and Bodega so that you guys can put it together and create these batches.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. That's right. All of these makers are small batch makers. It's in the name. These are all people who use high quality ingredients. They all have very interesting stories. They all are brands that you're not going to find everywhere else. So the experience of batch it is unique and elite. These are brands that you're not going to find everywhere else. They all have very interesting stories, interesting food flavors. The customization, this is really important for the batches. Now, batches, when I'm referring to batches, I'm talking about the boxes you're going to give to your clients, the boxes that you're going to give to your top salespeople as rewards and incentives, the boxes that you're going to give to your customers and clients as thank you gifts. It's customizable, as in the outside of that box is going to have a plate or a medallion that I'll show you in a second that can be customized with your logo, as well as the promotional items within. It's also very fast as a turn time. We're able to get up to quantities of 100 out within 3 days. There are also different price points. This is, I believe, for the cookies and crumbs kit. So to fit into all sorts of different budgets. So, the light option has these items listed below, and it comes in at a price point of $56.10, $73.10 for the regular, deluxe $95.20. Now we have batches that start at $28 and go all the way up to $200. So there is such a huge range. So if you come to Landon and he comes to me and says, okay, the customer needs 100 holiday gift boxes, we need to be in at a price point of $40 to $50. I can give him so many different options. We're able to do that. And your customer who receives the box is going to be wowed. This is an example.
Real quick, I'm just going to say, so the minimum is 1, which you're getting ready to talk about, but so in the scenario you just described, if it was 100, you guys, clients would provide us a list of the 100 places that they need to be shipped.
Yep. And we can
take care of drop shipping those on their behalf.
That is exactly correct. Drop ships are available within the US. We could do quantities of 1,200 if you need 1,200. I mean, that has happened, especially around the holiday season. We need 1,200 thank you boxes or 500 sent to our top salespeople or executives. We can do that. The turn time is going to be a little bit longer than 3 days, but we can definitely do that. This is an example of the cookies and crumbs box. So you can see here, 1 piece minimum, like Landon said, maybe you've got someone who won top salesperson of the quarter or of the year, or you have, you just closed a major deal with another business partner and you only need to order 1. That's great. We can do that. Your logo is going to go, this is a really fun little promo item. This is, if you can see with the M on it, that is a desktop crumb vacuum. So that's the promotional item piece that goes within that box. Your logo would go here. It's a domed decal. Here are some of the examples of the artisan foods available in this particular box, and also a handwritten note card that would say, hey, Tina, thanks so much for meeting with us to discuss blah, blah, blah. We hope to meet again soon, or whatever your personal message is. We have actually a handwriting machine who will write that on that note card for you that is enclosed in the box. Here's an example of the outside of the cookies and crumbs box. Each box is totally different, but they all for the most part, have some sort of medallion or plate on the outside that can be personalized with your logo. So once again, it feels really, really special to receive something like this. The promotional items within range from so many different options. You know, it could be a journal depending on the kit. This is a little flashlight. This is a multi-tool oven mitt, but you can see the examples of where the logos go. The only one I don't, it's a little hard to see, is that ice cream scoop, which is in our scoops and sprinkles box. That your logo would be laser engraved on that metal ice cream scoop. But these are all good quality items. And this actually you guys will be receiving, which is our dip trip. And I'll go over exactly why you'll be getting that and what's within your box.
We expect photos of that being used.
Yeah, I have to say the box you guys are getting is my favorite one. I think it's super fun. I'll show that to you later. I don't want to spoil a surprise. This is also an example of the note card. One side has a static image that gives you, like, you know, a little overview. And then the second side has a personalized message that can be, I would say it's like tweet length, 140 to 160 characters.
So one question I want to ask really quick on this is, and you know, if I'm sitting here watching this from the client side, I'm thinking, okay, if I want to send out 100 of these, do I have to write 100 messages? I assume, are you guys able to do variable data on these to where it's
the message,
the hey there part could be the person's first name and simply swap out and the rest of it be the same?
Yep. Like, hi, Melissa. Hi, Gary. Hi, Jane. Yep, we can certainly do that. Okay. Yeah, that is no problem at all. We can also insert a custom note card a lot of times because we don't have the ability to put a logo on here. A lot of times companies prefer to have note cards created on their end that have their logo and their specific message pre-printed. That's fine. That's no big deal. Landon can coordinate that. We would just have them shipped to the factory and we would insert them in the boxes as opposed to these.
Katie asked, this is a good question. I think the answer, but she asked if there are any price breaks for quantity. So
yes,
there are. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Definitely there are. And of course, over 100. I mean, I have price breaks all the way up to 5,000. So yeah, yes, there are definitely price breaks. These are different ways that you can use our batches. New hire kits and back to work kits have been huge right now. A lot of places, especially in larger cities, have been working remotely and are going and transitioning back to the office after Labor Day. The Hello There is a specific kit that we've done a lot of for back to work, which is sitting at the customer's or, you know, your new employee's desk, coming back to work. Rewards, incentives, top earner for quarter. They've been used a lot by the real estate and mortgage lender business. So I don't know if we have any realty companies or mortgage lenders for new house purchases. We have quite a few different kits that are perfect for that. Holiday gifts for employees, conference attendees, both virtual and in person, introduction to a new client. Those are all great opportunities. I also will send this PowerPoint to Landon too after this, so you guys can look at it too, because I realize I am going rather quickly, but I have a lot of information to talk about. So I will definitely
read out too much more, but this is a great slide because I told Sarah, you know, I feel like there's what I would call, in our industry, there's a lot of what I would call solutions that are in search of a problem. And and I think that's probably, if I'm being honest, when I encountered Batch and Bodega a year ago, I loved it. I love the idea of it. But I was like, trying to think through use cases. And so I think this is really important. You know, if I were a client, I'd be thinking through, you know, how do I incorporate this into the problems I'm trying to solve, and how do I do it in a systematic way? And so this is really
important. Exactly. Yep. That's exactly right. And I can give you all sorts of, you know, different applications of use that we've run into. There's so many of them. But holiday gifts is the one that I really want to drive home right now too. If you are a company that generally sends out holiday gifts, let's get that order in now, just because this is the year 2021. The pandemic has affected the supply chain for everyone. And this year we have 2 different holiday boxes that are right here. So any of our existing kits can be swapped out into either of these boxes. We tried to keep them, especially this one, this craft one, as religious neutral as possible, because you never know who the gift is going to. This one is a little bit more Christmassy, but it's not that Christmassy because it's got that navy and that kind of mid-century design, but there are some ornaments on it, but they're very usable for all types of audiences. So we can take the Hello There or the Road Trip or the Trailblazer, which are all different versions of our batches. We can put those into these boxes for your customer for the holiday gift.
Two things. Katie asked another great question, and she asked if the packaging, most of the packaging can only be, imprinted on a particular area, whether it be the medallion. And I assume that in general terms, you guys don't do full custom packaging unless the quantity is high enough to warrant it, I would assume. Is that
that
right?
Would be, if you wanted a full custom box, that would have to be probably about a quantity of 5,000, and we would be going overseas for that. And it's doable, we can do it, but the quantity would have to be rather large because our overseas vendors would be having to do it, and they have a minimum order quantity. Okay. But we have so many different boxes that we generally don't need to go that route. These are just some examples of the different Batch and Bodega batches. And actually, I'll just click here and I'll show you the website. The website is really easy to get around. We're just going to click on batches, and you can see all the different, this is Scoops and Sprinkles. This one has been huge this summer. All sorts of, this box right here is fantastic. As you can see, there's that medallion that your logo goes on. When you open the box, it plays the ice cream, like an ice cream man song, ice cream truck song, and it has all these goodies inside.
And the medallion's printed full color, right?
You can, yep, depending on the box, for the most part, they can all be done full color. Yep. These are the items within, and then we also have some videos on here as well.
Brett, didn't you have a client do this one?
Yeah, sure did. There was somebody who had just, I can't remember what the use case was, but yeah, they wanted to send it as just like a congratulations to a new baby, something like that. And it ended up showing up and they were astonished by it. Did a mixology kit as well to a doctor that had just had like a knee surgery. Got it, received it, loved it, and then ended up, there was another batch that was sent out to an individual who was a prospect for a doctor's office. They really wanted him, but they were in between 2 or 3 different doctor's offices that were to be chosen. And I think we ended up sending the speakeasy or something like that with a handwritten note that basically said, we'd really love to have you on our team. Thank you so much for taking
definitely.
time to meet with us. And he ended up going with their firm. So really interesting use case there.
We have had, that actually has been, when you're trying to fill your funnel, your prospects, trying to establish new working relationships. We have sent, that's a great thing. These can be done as onesies, twosies. This is the speakeasy that you can see. This one is probably the most wow factor of all of them. This box is stunning. And it has, a cocktail theme. However, the one thing I really like about this though, too, we can't obviously sell or send alcohol. These are all items that can be done as virgin, non-alcoholic items inside. But this is an example of that box. It's gorgeous. It looks like a safe. You can put that logo right there. That's a UV imprint there for that logo. It unfolds like that, is just so cool. And then of course the cocktail mixers and all that kind of thing inside. The other, that one is huge with law offices.
And real quick, Sarah, if you don't mind, so each one of these boxes come in basically a light, a regular, and a deluxe. So you don't mind kind of go into that individual section, kind of showing how one would come with a certain set of gifts. And then how, if you continue to scroll down, how you can see how the light box is priced, the regular, the deluxe, and then how the price breaks or the price break quantities are shown accordingly.
Yep. Definitely. So this is the Rise and Shine box. This is one that we've used a lot for realtors. The great thing about this, you can see this oven mitt. This you can have edge to edge, full color imprint of whatever you want. We've even done them with the realtor's face on them. They want their face on there. Full color edge to edge. This is just an example with this Beatrix logo on it. This is the Rise and Shine. mortgage lenders, realtors, but this is an example. So this will show you, this is the regular. So we click on the regular tab. This is what's inside of there. The pancake mix, the tea, some artisan peanut butter, granola, the oven mitt, and then the spatula, which can also have your imprint on it as well. If that's not going to fit into your budget and you need to go to the light, this is what's in the light. All these items here. Or if we want to go deluxe.
Real quick, where's the price showing up for each of those, Sarah?
You have to keep scrolling.
Oh, got it.
I'll show you. Yep, I'll show you. So first, you know, you're looking at all the items that are within, and then you keep scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Here are the price tiers. So as you can see, there are some price breaks. So, you know, the deluxe one is $149.60. If you're ordering 100 of them, it's $125.80. And then there's
real quick, just a clarification. Those prices include, you know, there were 2 items. You know, the box gets an imprint, the spatula, the glove, the oven mitt. This price includes it's all costs related to it. There's no additional setups. It's all the imprints on the item.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
The only thing it would not include would be any drop ship, to drop ship to someone, correct?
And freight. Yep.
Okay, got it.
But pricing is all included in that. And that is, so for each, what you would want to do is go to batchandbodega.com, click on batches, take a look at all the different items, all the different batch opportunities we have. And then once you click inside there, you want to keep scrolling down. It's a beautiful website. You know, like I said, you can see what's in the light, what's in the regular, what's in the deluxe. Scroll down. Well, you're going to see, here's an example of this box and where your logo goes. And then the pricing tiers are going to be on the bottom. So.
And it even looks like, if you scroll up a little bit, there's an art template that somebody, I know, so Brooke on the call, she's very savvy with art templates and being able to more or less kind of provide us the art that we need at the size that we need it. So if you guys are just taking a look around at wondering, okay, what, I don't know, design file or whatever am I going to need to be best suited for this box, then they've got it all right there for you.
Yep, that's exactly right. So now we're going to move on to supplies. So let's say you're going to be doing holiday gifts or conference gifts and you have a lower price point, or you have something really special that you want to include and you want to batch yourself. You want to make the kits yourself. That's where you're going to go to supply. So all the different snacks plus more is going to be at the supply site. That same website we were at, you would click on the supply tab. These are the bulk foods sent to you in case packs. You're not going to find these at Sam's Club. You're not going to find these at Costco. You're only going to find them here. And then they are priced as, you know, so one bag is $8.38. So a lot of times people say, okay, well, I have a price. The snack portion can only be $5. It's organized on the site, and I'll show you by price point. These are perfect for gift baskets when you want to keep a certain budget to save money by kitting yourself, when you want unique food items that are outside the box and you want to pair it with something else, or if you need a solution to create small gifts for large groups. So now we're going to go to the supply side.
So real quick, this would basically be an example of where they're just buying components. And by the way, these components are not customizable. They're just.
These are not. No, none of our food items, the packaging is not customizable. This is
in bulk to supplement, like let's say they have maybe they have their own onboarding kit for a new employee.
Totally. Yep.
And a tumbler, and they want to throw, you know, maybe we've done this and they know they want a food component and an artisan component. This would be kind of where they would just supplement. That's
exactly right. And we have everything on here, you know, from candy and sweets to, you know, you can organize and filter if you're looking for specifically for cookies or honey, that kind of thing. I mean, we have all sorts of items, vinegars. I mean, you can just really get lost on the amount of items. Once again, you would be buying these. Here's Asheville mix, by the way. Brett, you just moved near Asheville, didn't you? Yeah. So this is our artisan popcorn from Poppy, which is based out of Asheville, North Carolina. This is your Asheville mix, which is delicious. So once again, this is telling you, you know, you need to buy 2 cases, and each case is $83. You know, and these would all
Brooke, I'm sorry. What's
Yeah.
the shelf life? I mean, a lot of this stuff, I'm curious. Like, if I were buying this in bulk and putting it on a shelf, food and kits, is there a general rule of thumb on shelf life for this stuff, or does it depend on the item?
It depends really honestly on the item. We did just talk yesterday about putting something on here to talk about shelf life. Generally, we're trying to move towards a model where the shelf life is at least 6 to 12 months. A lot of our items are 6 to 12 months. Some of it really does depend. Some of the items have a shorter shelf life. These are all gourmet artisan makers, so a lot of them don't use a lot of preservatives, but we do keep that in mind. These are shipping directly from the manufacturer though, so you are going to get the freshest items. They have signed contracts with us that they are going to be sending. If you're ordering bulk food, no matter who the artisan is, they're going to send out the freshest items. So we are very aware of that.
What kind of lead time do you get on that stuff? How quickly do they get it out?
It'll show you. So this is on here. So we're gonna, there's a little tab, like let's just take a look at these. So these are some of these caramels are so popular. Shipping details, and we are going to flesh this out more. Oh, they already did some of it. So shipping times, orders at minimum order quantity, ship within 48 hours of receipt. And then it tells you where they're shipping from, the shipping weight and shipping dimensions. So each one has a shipping details tab, product details tab, telling you how many are in the case pack, ingredients, allergen information, that kind of thing.
Okay. And in this case, it's $16.82 for a case of 24.
No, $16.82 per unit.
Okay.
So a unit is one of these boxes. Case price is right there.
Okay, very good.
Case price is $201.89 for that. It depends. You know, there are prices all over the board here. So our last thing I want to talk about is fresh. This is something we just unveiled. If you're familiar with Gold Belly, you're going to understand this concept. This is, you've got someone who just, you're a realtor company, someone just sold $1 million home. They've been working on it forever. You really want to treat them to a amazing experience. You want to send a one-off package to their home directly from a famous maker. That's what fresh is. Fresh is not as customizable as our batches because they're coming directly from the maker. And they ship very quickly. So Gold Belly is the one thing that a lot of people know about. Gold Belly, a lot of the same brands are on Gold Belly as what we have, except we do have this for the promotional products industry. So I'll show you what we can do that they can't. These are all shipped usually with dry ice or ice. A lot of these makers have been featured on Oprah's Favorite Things. The packing slip will include your logo. That's what we can do for you. We can customize that for you, as well as a special message to your client so they know why they're getting a bouquet of cupcakes or a giant cake or brownies. These are gorgeous. This is from We Take the Cake, and like our batch and bodega items, these come from makers from all over the country. We Take the Cake is one of Oprah's favorite things. They're out of Florida. And this one, I tell you, because we've ordered from every single one of these makers, they're fresh options. This one, the entire office literally gasped when we opened it. I mean, these were so gorgeous. This is an example of something you could send. This is one of their items that I think they did for Mother's Day, although I see it still up on the website, so I don't think it's that seasonal. These are some of the other brands that we have right there. And this is an example of a packing slip. So we're pretending that the company who is sending this is Uber. So your logo goes right there, and then your message to your customer goes right there.
And that logo is printed in black and white only. They cannot print that.
For the most part, it did. Yes. Yep. For the most part. this is the fresh is a little bit kind of tricky because these items are all fresh. So for example, this I think is for Sweet Girl cookies. I'm not sure, but you know, if you're ordering on a Monday, it's going to dispatch from the maker on Wednesday. Ordering it on Tuesday, it's going to dispatch on Thursday, that kind of thing. It tells you the transit time. And I'm just going to go to the website to show you.
So how do we figure out shipping costs on something like that? Because it's expedited, it appears.
It is a shipping cost. It is already, it is a flat rate shipping cost.
Awesome.
So, and I'll show you an example. These are all the different brands. Oh, Callie's Hot Little Biscuit. Oh, these are so fantastic. If anyone's had these. So let's pretend we're going to get a 12-piece cinnamon biscuits. It's $18.67. Here's the required flat rate shipping and handling. It's $39.43 because we're using dry ice and we want to make sure that it's expedited shipping. It'll tell you here when you click on shipping and delivery, the grid of when things are going to be coming and the order cutoff time. And then here's an example of the imprint, which is the same as what we saw before. I'm going to go back into that. These are really, this is going to come in clutch, I'm telling you, when it is December 15th and you need to find a gift to ship to someone and they're going to need it ASAP. This is when this is going to be, you have to see some of these we take the cakes. Look at these are gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. You know, here's the boozy bundt cakes. You know, you need a gift and you need it to be delivered within 48 hours. That's how these are going to go. And you want a unique experience. So that is the fresh application.
Do the supply options come with the ability to print a custom receipt as well if they just wanted to send a supply box or no?
No, because they're coming directly from the factory. They're going to, and it's a bulk situation. They're going to be getting it, you know, shipped in bulk. So here's the batch and bodega site: batches, fresh, and supply, which are the three arms we've talked about today. Makers, which talks about all the different makers and some sales tools. There are some, this is a really cool tab too. There are photos and the catalogs are on here. All the different flyers, all the different things you can use to sell these items. And I will stop sharing the screen. It's a lot of information. It is a ton of information, but it's a really fun gifting idea.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. And I know we're right up against it on time, so we won't have time to talk about a lot more. I know at the end there were a couple of other things I want to talk about, but this is good. Does anyone have any questions? I think Brett and I tried to jump in and anticipate as many of the questions as we could. But I know, and I also appreciate the chat questions.
Yeah.
Anything that anybody's got on their mind as they've watched this that they want us to address?
I see Katie. Katie, you're exactly right. Instead of running to Costco, these are going to be small batch artisan gourmet options. You're not going to find them anywhere else. It does have a more personal feel.
Yeah, and you know, I always come back to, go ahead, Katie, if you were going to say something. No, okay. I see this as always like, it really falls very squarely in the bucket of ways to, I think, recognize employees for something, whether it's onboarding, whether it's anniversaries, whether it's some sort of, you know, accomplishment, and then also, you know, clients. And, you know, I know that we do, and over the last year and a half, we've really tried to make sure we're doing some new client onboarding and thank you gifts, you know, for people who choose to start to do business with us.
Yeah.
It fits very nicely into that. And then obviously, you know, I think on a larger scale, you know, if you've got, you know, your top 50 customers or top 25 customers,
Totally.
It's turnkey. It works really well also. So
definitely. Before we go, I did forget to show this. This is what you guys are going to be getting. This is our road trip.
And obviously, yeah, it'll have our logo on the thing there. And
yep.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
Right there where it says Jupiter, this is the coolest thing. It's a dome decal and it's going to say goods and supply. And there are the perfect road trip snacks inside. I mean, and this is an example of how artisan this is. This is our Giddy Up Nuts. So this is created by a woman who's very health conscious, and she wanted healthy snacks. Even the press that prints on this package is over 100 years old. She has the one guy in her town who sourced this ancient press and designed the artwork himself. He hand does every single one of these. So, I mean, I just think that's so cool. Just such a cool little concept. Here's, these are so good. Beer cheese pretzels. Flaco Paco pepperettes, little meat sticks from Olympia Provisions, which is a charcuterie out of Portland, Oregon. And then the dip trip, which you clip to your vent, and that will also have the Goodson logo too.
Katie, that's all you. Somehow.
I mean,
Yeah.
What better to go with your KFC tenders?
Totally.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I think one of the other things that we didn't touch, so all the batches come with a handwritten card, but it's not necessarily handwritten, but and we didn't touch on it. It's written with a handwriting machine tool, which is a really, really cool thing that I've never really seen, but it's got a ballpoint pen on it, and it has the look and feel of a handwritten message.
Yep. Just to continue that kind of elevated feel, that personalization.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Love it.
Very good. So those will be coming. Those are still in production right now. They should be arriving very quickly. The other good thing about us too, since we're in New Ulm, Minnesota, we have a Midwest shipping point. We're about 2 to 3 days from most parts of the country. For the Midwest, we're 2 days, definitely UPS ground or FedEx ground. So we're right smack dab in the middle.
That's awesome. Kate or Sarah, I apologize.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. And Nick on your team has been awesome. He wasn't able to do it, but he's awesome. And Fracture, I'm going to say Fracture. I'm not going to say anything else about it, but we're going to be sending some information out about it very quickly, not to take too much of a tangent here, but it's a glass item that is printed full color on the back, minimum quantity of 1. So it's part of another area of HPG brands where they have some exclusive brands that are very cool. And we have some samples. We'll probably be pumping out some pictures on social media and talking about that. But Sarah, thanks for your time. Thank you guys. For the support of helping us get a package out to everyone who's joined here. And then everybody who's taken the time to join us today. I really, appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, pop them into chat or feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to put together pricing and whatever it is you need, because I think this will be very useful, especially going into this holiday season, which we're going to be hearing about this from us here probably starting now. I mean, this is really, we're viewing this presentation kind of as our kickoff for holiday because of what we know the inventory situation to be. It's going to be a very difficult time in terms of getting products. So we really want to make sure that we're coming early and talking holiday gifting so that we can try to secure inventory and get people the things that they need for this season.
Yep.
But yeah, so with that, if anybody has anything, Brett, you want to add anything or?
Nope, love everything you guys are doing. I feel like every time we do a partner series, I'm more excited about the one that I'm looking at than the one previously. But I really do love all the partners, love Batch and Bodega, HPG brands. They've got tons of great brands underneath them. And Batch and Bodega being one of them, and really the one that I'm most excited about showing and selling.
And a line like this, I think it is so important to have someone like Sarah come on. I mean, just to reiterate, we're about curation over catalogs. We're about relationships over transactions. And I think something like this in particular, having Sarah come on and be able to answer a lot of the questions that I know we have and everyone has, because it can be complicated. So it's good to have somebody kind of walk us through it. So, but hey, I want everybody get back to their day. Thank you again. And be looking for information on our partner series for August, which we'll be sending out soon.